Stream has started, but what is going on here? Okay, I guess I'm trying something different, guys. I must have hit the wrong thing, and it's saying that my stream has started, but I got a little tiny round picture of myself here. Like it's not an actual full camera shot. I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll go with it and see what happens. YouTube is getting weirder and weirder. Seriously. I'm all ready to get walking. I've been up since about 6:30ish, I think, maybe earlier. And I weighed myself, but I'm not going to tell you what I weighed because technically my real weighing happens tomorrow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this with this little tiny circle that I'm filming in. Very weird. Very, very weird. Um, so just so you know, I'm in a mismatched mood. I'm not going out like this, but I am taking my walk like this. I have my animal print headband on, and I have my flowered shirt and my paint splotch pants. See? So I don't match at all. Why don't I match? Well, sometimes in life, weird things happen that don't make sense. It feels like life is all mixed up and messed up. And right now, it feels like that. So I'm going to stop for a minute and see if I can film this the right way because this is not working for me. I don't even know how to get this to stop. Hold on. Oh, I see now, I think. But if you do comment, where are the comments at? Like, I'm actually on my background of my phone. I see what I did, I think. Let's see. Um, Now I lost everything again. Gosh, this is so weird. If I click on YouTube, will that bring me up at all? No. It must enable you to film while you're actually doing other things. But then I can't really see any comments. So strange. Has anybody else used this weird mode where you're like in a little circle at the bottom, but you can do everything else while you're talking? That is the strangest thing I've ever seen. Because I don't know where the comments would show up then. There's like to me. I'm very confused. All right, well, I guess this will be one time I'm not able to. Uh, huh. Now it shows a little tiny camera, like a video camera, and a big one. What does that do? Nothing. Gosh, YouTube, you have gotten really strange how you allow people to film stuff. Okay, so I'm going to walk until 7:30 apparently, because that'll technically be like, I guess, 20 minutes. Since I kind of started at like 7:09, I believe. That might not be an exact 20 minutes. That's fine. It still gives me my nice morning walk. And it's very overcast here. You can see the skies. Very overcast. It rained last night quite a bit, but there's like no real evidence of it on the ground. Ooh. Now I'm feeling a little bit of drops on my face. I do not have my umbrella with me at all. So this is going to be interesting if it starts downpouring. My walk might turn into a jog, at least. So, I was talking to you about why I'm wearing mismatched clothes. And I said life sometimes feels mixed up. So what I mean by that, I'm pretty sure he was my manager, but I know for sure he was Amber's manager, my daughter. Because we both worked at a grocery store together at different times. I worked there first, and then years later, she was old enough to work there, so she worked there. And this guy was the manager. A short little guy, very friendly guy. He has a daughter, and it doesn't make sense. Okay, it does not make sense that he died that soon. I think he had colon cancer. Um, my brain is trying to wrap around how people pass away at early ages. It doesn't honestly compute to me why somebody so young would pass on like that. I wasn't like close with the guy, but when somebody crosses your path, whether you're close to them or not, and they're super kind to you and helpful and sweet, you don't forget that. You know, when you hear their name come up, oh, so and so died, you start digging and going, oh my gosh, I know that name. I know I have a feeling who, this person is. And you look and you research and then you find it and you're like, oh man, really? That guy or that girl? That lady? And it breaks your heart. And that's kind of how I feel today. Really heartbroken for this young family and for him. I mean, I don't know. As a believer in the afterlife, a good afterlife, I shouldn't feel heartbroken. I should feel like rejoicing that he is with the Creator. And yet, that's hard for me. I'm looking at it more logically, I guess, than spiritually. That this guy was such a good guy. His name was Jason Gorski, by the way. When Amber told me, first it was like, you know how when somebody tells you something and you're like, well, I don't know the person, so it doesn't really affect me. Because it was a guy from the same grocery store we worked at, I was like, well, I gotta know this guy. It wasn't really making sense what his name was. So I went on Facebook and I looked up his name and I saw his picture and I'm like, what? No, he's too young. He's like way young and it can't be, but it was. And my heart hurts for his wife and his little daughter. Pretty sure he has a daughter, but even if it was a son, nonetheless, little kid. Can you imagine having your parent die? And maybe you have had that happen. My heart goes out because I can't even imagine being a little child and being told by my mom or my dad every day, yeah, mommy and daddy are with Jesus or up in heaven or we'll see them again one day or whatever. Oh my gosh, that's why I'm mismatched right now, because my feelings are feeling very mismatched. Like things don't make sense. And, okay, I'm the type of person that people don't get. I understand that. Sometimes I wonder if I get me, honestly. But people might think, well, you didn't really know him. I mean, what did you say, boo to him maybe once, And actually, the way he touched my life, Jason Gorski, is that when I was shopping at the grocery store, and I often could not find things I was looking for, he was, whatever he was doing, walked me down the aisle, super polite, super kind guy, and helped me find what I needed, and never, make me feel like I was stupid for not being able to find things. Now, some of you are probably like, well, big deal. That's how you're supposed to be in a grocery store. I can tell you all the countless times I've been in grocery stores and was not treated like that. Was kind of like the attitude of, I'm busy, can't you find it yourself type of thing. Now, I've been on both sides of that. Not that I've been a manager, because he was a manager. But I've been a worker in that same grocery store. In fact, I worked there for 4 years, like not consecutively, probably 2 years the first time and maybe another year and a half, 2 years after that for different positions. I have been, I started out in courtesy, which means pushing carts, bagging groceries. Bagging groceries is like my favorite thing to do at a grocery store. I love to bag groceries. I don't like putting them in people's carts, but I do like taking the food and putting it in bags. And then after the bagging of the groceries, I think I was a hostess next for their restaurant that was in the grocery store. Yeah, we're weird in Illinois. We have restaurants in our grocery stores. It's kind of unheard of in a lot of places. But I was a hostess. And I seated people. I greeted and seated and got them their drinks, sometimes their food, answered questions, whatever. Then from there, I went on to doing dairy, stocking milk and eggs and butter and stuff like that. I think cheese also. From there, I did freezer for a while, frozen. I helped out in frozen when they needed me. And then I became a cashier, where I actually, rang up orders and things like that, and still answered tons of questions, because everybody that works in retail has a lot of people coming with questions. And then after that, after cashiering, I then, what did I do next? Oh, I went to a bunch of different jobs, which I've talked to you guys about when I was at them. There was one where I was actually setting appointments for people in like construction sites and stuff. They were building things. It was a construction company, and I would call people up and arrange appointments and stuff for our company to go and build things. And then after that, I did a few other things, and then I went back to the same store and I worked in dairy again for a while, and then to a different grocery store, which I did. And instead of doing any of the things I was familiar with, I wanted to try a new position. So I said, I'd like to do anything but dairy or courtesy. And they said, well, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. They said, well, we have an opening in bakery. I said, okay, that might be fun. So anyway, they put me in bakery at the brand new store I'd never worked at. What was interesting was day one when I walked in, nobody had a clue I was coming. Nobody informed anybody, oh, you're getting a new worker today. So they all looked like deers in the headlights when I came in. Like, who is this? Why is she coming in here? Why is she dressed like that? It was just like they had no clue. Anyway, they were very, well, as much as possible, cordial with me and began training me like immediately. Okay, well, you can come over here and help make the brownies or the cupcakes, or you can box these things up. Oh my gosh, I have never boxed and bagged so many things in my life. You want to work in a bakery? Get ready to be super busy, because I was. I boxed up brownies and cupcakes and cookies. You had to line them all up and count them, and then close the lid and do it over and over and over again. I remember we would lay the box out, and it had like an open lid, and you'd put it so that you could put 3 in a row, 3 in a row, 3 in a row, 3 in a row across the table. And then you would just grab from this big pan of cookies and just put like however many were in a row, maybe 8 or whatever in a row. It was always different. And you put them 8, 8, 8, shut the lid. 8, 8, 8, shut the lid. And you did that over and over again, ad nauseum. If you don't like repetition, bakery would not be a good place for you, unless you're like in the bakery where they actually bake stuff. I wasn't in that part of the bakery. I was in the packaging part of the bakery, which I like. I like mundane things I don't have to think about, because then I can sit and chit chat with the person next to me while I'm actually doing that. What on earth? I'm just noticing a dog statue over on my neighbor's front lawn that I never noticed before. I guess they must have just put that there. Oh well, anyway. So yeah, I kind of got off on a little bit of a tangent here talking about the bakery, but that really is how it was working there. And after that, like, there were times I did frost things, and one thing I loved doing, y'all, if you ever do work in a bakery, it's called drizzle. You had to warm it up in the microwave. It's this big gloppy sugar stuff. Yeah, it's not good for you, I know. But you would take this thing, it looked like a big giant comb, and it was like I think it was white or something, a plastic thing, and you would dip it, just the bristles in the drizzle, and you would take it and you'd go like this over the croissants or over whatever they were trying to put frosting on, just a light dose of frosting. And you would drizzle it, and it would harden into this, that crunchy sugar stuff. Anyway, Jason Gorski, at times, but I didn't work under him, I don't think. My daughter did. But I know a lot of times I would go into the grocery store and I'd be like, can you help me find I don't know, we'll use an example. You help me find the lentils. Oh, sure, right this way, ma'am. And he was very bubbly all the time, very positive minded, sweet, kind, wonderful person. I'm walking a little farther down my street this time around. Actually, I might walk up that way. There's like a road here and here. I can choose. Like a little bit of a kind of a fork in the road, but not really. It's two different streets. So I'm going to walk up this little road that I've never walked up when I walk with you guys. So we will do that. That'll give me a little bit jaunt to get the extra 5 minutes in there. It's going to be interesting to see how this video turns out because, like I said, it's just giving me a little round circle in the bottom of my phone. And when I set it up, it said, be sure you are using the right setting. Okay, well, apparently I didn't. Not using the familiar setting anyway, but it will work. So we'll just go with it. Look at the apple blossom tree, if you guys can see that. A neighbor, not next door neighbor, but a neighbor up the street has an apple blossom tree. And yes, it does grow apples. But right now it's blossoming. It's so pretty. Very, very pretty. It's not in full blossom or full bloom, I guess you say. But it's so beautiful with the little flowers on it. I'm happy it's spring, y'all. How about you? I'm about done with that cold, icy, snowy weather. Not a fan, but yet it is part of being in the Illinois area I'm in. So here is some tulips. She's probably wondering, why are you filming my house, crazy lady? Sorry about that, lady. I'm just admiring your beautiful lawn. Here's some more beautiful, beautiful flowers, plants. And everybody's grass is so green and pretty. And I don't think there's many people getting their grass treated around here. So it's literally just living where we live. The greenery is beautiful here. The flowers grow beautifully. It's a blessing. It's very pretty. There's a weird smell in the air, like somebody's burning or cooking something. Not a bad burny smell, but kind of a pleasant one, actually. Trying to think of what that smells like. It almost smells like toast in the morning, which is making me crave toast, so I might have some. So today on tap, I haven't told you what my plans are for the day. We are hopefully getting the SUV wheel bearing put in, replaced, the one that he just did not that long ago. This time I'm riding up to Ray's, which is my almost ex-son-in-law's father. He is going to repair that wheel bearing, and I'm going to pay him a little bit for it. And then we're going to be on the road out to, well, I've told you before, so there's no point in keeping it a secret, out to Sterling, Illinois. And that is where our Together in Messiah group meets, our Shabbat group, our Messianic group. We don't meet often, every once in a while, so we drive out there. I think it's a little bit, it's either over an hour or almost an hour. I can't remember how long it takes to get there. But we're going to have walking tacos today, the regular kind and the vegan kind, because Hector, our leader, has actually been becoming vegan or eating more vegan-based meals, but there's people possibly coming that are not vegan, and he respects everybody. So there will be some regular tacos and some vegan tacos in a bag. And who knows what else. People bring dishes to pass, and definitely desserts. And I'm all about the desserts when it comes to weekends, so I'll definitely be enjoying that. which is why I definitely wanted to get this walk in before this all happens, because I know I'll be eating a little differently than I eat during the week, most likely. So I wanted to make sure I got out and moved my body before then. Get the circulation and the burning process metabolism going early. Okay, so anyway, I am heading up my driveway now. Feels really good to get out and walk in the morning, especially when it's nice out. I was afraid it was going to be cold because of the rain last night. Anyway, rest in peace, Jason Gorski, and condolences and prayers for peace to your beautiful family and your relatives and the friends that were close to you, and those of us who had the blessing of getting to know you as the helpful smile in every aisle, as the saying goes in that particular grocery store. So now you can go and find out where I worked if you want to go look up that saying, and where Jason worked. But yeah, I really appreciated the light that you shed while you were here on this planet, Jason. And I do believe you have a very special place with Messiah, Creator, and His Spirit, where I believe you have gone. So may we all be so kind to our fellow man, whether we agree with what they do or not. And I'm not talking about brutal, nasty people that don't deserve to be on the planet. I'm talking about your everyday individual that might have some issues or might annoy you at times. Still need to be kind. I work in an environment every day with individuals of all shapes and sizes, and they all have different things going on, and I try to be kind to all of them, and they try to be kind to me. Not that we never clash, because we definitely do, but life is short on this planet, and it's always better to be kind. Hi, Mav. Mavy. Hi, Mav. Come here, guy. Where you going? Why are you running away from me? You usually run towards me. There's the Mav. Good morning, Mavy. Yeah. So yesterday, one last thing before I go and check and see how this video turned out, because like I said, it's a weird format. Yesterday, we didn't even see this. Matthew comes into me and says, hey, honey, when you get a chance, look out the window to the backyard. I'm surprised none of us saw this. Let me show you what he's talking about if I can. I don't even know how to reverse the camera on this little format. I guess I can't. So I'll just show you this way. My ex-husband mowed my lawn. Part of it, a big part of it. He mowed it for us. So it's nice and flat now. So I technically could even walk out here, which I'm going to do right now. It's probably wet, but oh well. Hi, Moke. It's too wet for snakes to be in it, most likely, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah, he mowed about half my yard. The only part he didn't was like back here, way in the back. But the rest of it, yeah, he mowed it. Impressive. And a nice surprise, so I have to make sure I thank him today. What's nice is a lot of the stuff he mowed was all that vegetation I threw out here, all the rinds and the seeds and whatever. So who knows what might grow there over the summer. You never know. He was telling me, you have a melon or something you want to grow, just throw it out in the backyard and it'll just automatically root. You don't have to throw any dirt over it. Just throw it out there. So I've got seeds of different kinds to throw out there. Anyway, I'm done. That was my walk. It was a little bit longer than the normal walk, which usually is. You guys have a wonderful day. Shabbat Shalom. It is the Sabbath today. It is Shabbat. Go and bring peace into somebody's life. Maybe in honor of my friend Jason. Or just because you should. Be kind to one another. Be blessed, everybody. Shalom, and I will see you later. Actually, Shabbat Shalom. And I'll see you soon. No, I'm not sure how to get out of here.